Commander's Log. Stardate 150530. How's everyone been this week? I haven't been too bad this week. For a short week, it was a hell of a week. This week's entry, let's start it off. Let's get it going. This week's entry is brought to us by our friends over at Wasp Aluminum Art. Facebook.com/WASPA. WASPAA. Ran by my friend Wally Fortier, a Denver Broncos fan. If you hit up Wally, I'm sure he'd be glad to make you anything. Federation emblem, Klingon Empire, Romulan, Borg, Colts, Broncos, maybe even one of them. I don't know why, but maybe he'd make you one of those. Folks, hit him up, give him some love. He just broke 100 likes not too long ago. Let's see if we can go for 150, shall we? Facebook.com/WASPAA. Alright. Excuse me. I don't know about y'all. I'm thirsty. It's been a rough week, so Prosper's fallen off the wagon this week. Beverage of choice this week: Yuengling Lager. Where's the ABV on this? I've had it on here before. I can't find the ABV. Anyway, Yuengling Lager. This is good stuff. Proper opening apparatus for Prosper. Proper technique. Maybe. Damn. I am tired. Pour it right in the old Prosper mug. Cheers to y'all. Kipleigh, as they say in the Klingon Empire. You know what? I might need a second one, so I'll just go ahead and replicate it now. There we go. Alright, got to start this thing off right. Got to start it out with the birthdays. Now, the first birthday I missed. From May 23rd. Good friend of mine. Worked with him before on charities. Timbo Slice. Timbo, I'm sorry I missed your birthday. I hope it was a good one. I hope your wife took care of you. I hope Jelly Bean found her a forever home. If not, I know she's in good hands with you guys. I drink to you, my friend. All right. Next birthday on the list. This gal's Bulgarian. This gal is Bulgarian. I went through a development class with her. She was part of an exchange program. Vessie Nikolova. Vessie, how you doing, sunshine? Hope life's treating you well. I enjoyed our wonderful, 6 weeks together in class. I learned a lot from you. Unfortunately, I've slept and drank quite a bit. I've honestly forgotten it. Remember you taught me how to say good morning in Bulgarian? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It got rusty on me. I never used it. after you left. But hey, Vessie, I hope you had a happy birthday, and I hope you celebrated with one of these. All right, next on the list. This is going to go quick, folks. Don't have many this week. In the same class as me, Katrina Perkowski. Now, I knew her as Katrina Greer. How you doing? How's life treating you? Hope things are well. Hope your husband's spoiling the crap out of you. I hope he did for your birthday. But hey, I wish we had the chance to share one or two of these together before we went our separate ways. There. Happy birthday. Cheers to you. All right. Next on the list. The gal I know of from good old Hagerstown, Indiana. Haven't met her in person, but Shana Gross. Shana, how you doing? How's life treating you? Hope you're doing well. I hope things are going well for you. I saw not too long ago where one of your children just graduated high school. Hey, congratulations on that. Not many people could say they have a child graduating high school anymore for various reasons or another. But hey, to you, for being such an awesome parent, the Prosper salute. And I drink to you, my dear. All right, next up on the list, D. Soul. Now, I knew her in jolly old England, where I worked with her husband, Mike. D, how's it going? I hope Mike spoiled you for your birthday. I hope you're doing all right. I hope he didn't whine and complain too much about having to sit through 50 Shades of Grey. But hey, it is what it is. Some people like it, some don't. I drink to you, my dear. All right, 2 more. The last 2 birthdays for the week that I'm gonna mention from tomorrow, from the 31st. My good friend Derrick Wilkins. He's a Pittsburgh Squealers fan. Derrick, how you doing, bud? I hope Kayla spoiled you on your birthday. And I don't know about you. Well, yeah, I do know this about you, but you are about as tired as I am of seeing these animal abuse news stories crop up on Facebook. You want to know what I think about animal abuse? Kids, look, a deer! That's what I think. I think these animal abusers need to go away. Like, your wife showed me that story from Charleston. Well, I shared one from Georgia. I shared one where a guy from Georgia was watching his dog's roommate, did the exact same thing as what happened to that dog in South Carolina. Ugh, stuff like that. Ugh, makes me mad. It's one thing I will not make time for. But needless to say, I read in that story where the canine unit helped them with the warrant for the arrest for that piece of crap. Ugh, I hate animal abuse. I hate animal abuse. I hate animal abusers. And I already told you what I think. But anyway, I'm rambling. Derrick, worked with you in jolly old England. You are now in... Are you in Kansas? Are you in Kansas or did you move from there? I don't know. Man, hit me up. I drink to you, my friend. Happy belated birthday. I hope Kayla spoiled you. And the final birthday, I haven't talked to him much since I graduated from high school. Kind of lost track with him. My friend, Stephen the Boy Too. Steve, how you doing, dude? I saw you're married, you got a family of your own. Congratulations, my friend. I hope I see that life has been good to you. I hope life continues to be good to you. Hey, let's drink. All right, birthdays recognized. Let's move on to some additional greetings, shall we? I mentioned her a minute ago when I was talking about her husband, Kayla Wilkins. Kayla, how are you doing? I hope you spoiled your husband, and I know you are sick of all this animal abuse crap that I am. I know you are. I know it hurts. It sucks. Excuse me. It is classless and it is highly illogical. But hey, Kayla, I hope you're doing okay. I really do. Hey, what the heck? I'll drink to you. All right. Next on the list, another Star Trek fan that I met on the old fart book around Christmas time. Leah, I do this every time. I'm sorry. You'd think I'd get it. Leah Simone, Cymone. Leah Sunshine, how are you? I know you are as fed up with seeing all this animal abuse crap on Facebook like I am. There should be a screening process to screen potential animal abusers. Crap sucks. I hate it. I wish it would go away. Like rape and cancer. I wish it would all go away. But hey, Leah, here's to you, my dear. Alright, next on the list. I friended his 2 co-hosts last week. I friended his co-hosts. He finally accepted my friend request this week. And I'm sorry. I must be tired. I'm having trouble. And the glasses, too. I'm having trouble reading my own handwriting. Aaron O'Brien. He is one of 3 hosts of the podcast Synthaholics Anonymous. Folks, this podcast is awesome. When I could tell that they're just having a good time. They're talking Trek. They're making cracks. Man, it's a good podcast. In their latest episode, they were able to score an entry. Let's try this again. On their latest episode, they were able to score an interview with the writers of the Star Trek Captain Pike fan series, including one Walter Koenig. But hey, check them out. Synthaholics.com. Subscribe to them on iTunes. Subscribe to them on Stitcher. I'll share links down here. Hit them up. Aaron, I'm looking forward to talking Trek with you guys sometime soon. And hey, let's drink. All right. While we're on the subject of Trek, I have to recognize this lovely young lady, as well as recent work she's done. I'm talking about Kipleigh Brown, cast member of Star Trek Continues, whose latest episode, The White Iris, was just released maybe 5 hours ago. I've been busy today, so I didn't get a chance to watch it all. I caught the teaser. She wasn't in it, but I still caught the teaser. I plan on watching it tonight or tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow, because I'm kind of tired tonight. Excuse me. Twice. I'm kind of out of it tonight. As soon as I get done with this, I'm going to upload it and crash. But hey, then you get back on course. Kipleigh, my dear, congratulations to you. I hope you have a long future with Star Trek Continues. I really do. Is it Jones or Smith? I forget which one you play. Either way, to you, my dear, the prosperous salute for helping keep Gene Roddenberry's vision alive. And I drink to you. Alright, next on the list. This is a gal that this is long overdue. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to recognize you on the show earlier. But I'm talking about Rebecca Schultz that I met on Facebook through my friend Josh Baker. Rebecca, my dear, how are you? How's life and everything going for you? I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're well. And hey, I hope you're enjoying an adult beverage with me. You know what? Let's put this baby to bed. Devoid of life is the brain cells of the average Sequest fan. Good thing I replicated another Yuengling. Proper opening apparatus, proper technique. There we go. Excuse me. Ooh, cheers to y'all. Kipleigh, as they say in the Klingon Empire. All right, but Rebecca, I hope things are going well for you. I hope I get to meet you someday in person. Next on the list, this dude's like me. This dude is a big Indianapolis Colts fan. He's actually living up on mainland. I really, really, really hope I get the chance to meet you someday. I'm talking about you, Jesse Rubens. Jesse, the Body Rubens. Man, how you doing? I hope things are going well for you up there. I don't know about you, but I like some of the things Grigson did this offseason with free agency. I don't know. I was kind of worried about the drafts, but I think everything's fallen into place. Jesse, my friend, my brother. I really do hope I get to meet you someday. And hey, in the meantime, I hope you're checking out Prosper, this here YouTube show, and enjoying an adult beverage with me. Next up on the list, another gal I met through Josh, Lisa Shrewsbury. Lisa, my dear, Star Trek Voyager, right? I think it is. I think you're a Voyager fan. But anyway, Lisa, how are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Saw where you're watching Seventh Heaven, where you started watching Seventh Heaven on a bender. I think you just started season 3 this morning. But hey, Lisa, how are you? I hope things are going well for you. That Sasha just keeps on growing. She's like a freaking weed. She's just growing that much. But hey, to you, my dear, I drink. All right, couple more shout outs to get to. This gal I met 2 years ago while I was passing through Yeehaw, Texas, seeing my buddy Josh Baker. Renee Phillips. Renee, my dear, how are you? How are you doing? I hope I get to see you in November when I come out there again. I hope you're doing okay. I hope life's treating you well. Hope things are going all right for you. I drink to you, my dear. All right. Couple more shout-outs. This next gal. If you've ever heard of the app Dub Smash, and if you're getting flooded with Dub Smash videos from me, this gal is who you can blame. Melissa Guffey. Melissa, how you doing? How's life treating you? Are you still making Dub Smash videos? Better yet, are you still singing? Because you have this awesome voice. I mean, you should honestly put together a tape or a mix. You should honestly write some songs, record them, and send them off. Man, you could probably get signed. I mean, your voice is that great. It is that great. Melissa, please keep doing what you're doing. You've been such a good friend to me. And hey, you know what? What the hell? Prosper salute to you, my dear. And I drink to you. All right. I have one more very special greeting I wish to extend right now to the lovely Sarah Griffith and her husband Tim, which I don't have him on Facebook, celebrated their 10th wedding anniversary. I saw the post on the 29th, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it might have been on the 28th. I'm not 100% sure on this one, so I'll go with when I saw it on the 29th. Sarah, like Brian Williams always said, I was there. I'm kidding. But no, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to be at your wedding reception. Thank you. Whew. Sarah, congratulations to you and Tim. To you too, the Prosper salute. You guys have about another 65 more years before you can think about splitting up. And I drink to the both of you. Congratulations on 10 years. All right. Additional greetings. Extended. All right. Now, crap, just lost my pen. Ugh. Sorry, folks, I'm having one of those nights. All right, now, I got to talk some sad news. It's not, I wouldn't say tragic, but it's not good. It's not good. I'll read my little snippet and I'll let you guys decide. But you probably noticed I'm rocking Devon Still. I'm rocking the Devon Still jersey, number 75, Cincinnati Bengals. Y'all have heard me tell the story before about how Devon was on the Bengals roster, got cut. Come to find out, his daughter was fighting cancer, re-signed to the practice squad so he'd keep his health insurance. And she got healthy enough to where she was able to see her dad play in a Bengals-Browns game last season. I don't remember if I reported it or not. Excuse me. But her treatments were successful. And she was cancer-free. However, I just read a little bit ago about how she came down with VOD. I'll just read what I wrote. Leah still is dealing with a complication from a recent stem cell transplant known as veno-occlusive disease, or VOD, which is a condition in which small veins in the liver become obstructed and is a result of high doses of chemotherapy given before a transplant. Folks, I know some of us right now, I know a lot of us aren't Bengals fans. In fact, I don't think I gave any love to any Bengals fans today. I know I'm a known Colts fan. Jesse Rubens is a Colts fan. Josh Baker's a Patriots fan. But hey, Right now, we all need to put that aside. For the time being, we all need to be Bengals fans. We all need to give Leah Still and her family our love and support. Right now she is in high spirits. She's still in high spirits over everything. I even saw a picture of her earlier in the hospital giving 2 thumbs up. Basically, she's going, I got this. But hey, you know what? The Still family needs all the love and support and prayers they can get. So I'm asking us right now, I'm going to ask everybody, I want you all to put aside your feelings for however you may feel about the Bengals. Love them, hate them. Yeah. Need you to put that aside. And the Still family needs our support right now. I'm asking you as a man. Here. I'm asking you as a man, not as a Colts fan. We need to put our team rivalries and feelings aside and give support to Leah Still. Leah Still. She needs it. She needs every bit she can get. All right? I'm asking it from the bottom of my heart. All right. I'll include a link to the story in the comments section below as well. All right. Let's move to This Week in Trek. This Week in Trek, I'm going to include... You've seen me post the polls on Prosper. You've seen me post the results of the polls on Prosper, so I might as well start including those into the show. Polls say the Trek show with the most hilarious moments was as follows. Now, bear in mind, more than 11,000 voted, and out of those 11,000, 44% said The Next Generation had its most comedic moments. The original series was right behind it at 25%. 15% of y'all said Deep Space Nine had its hilarious moments. I agree, I was one of them. 11% said Voyager had the funniest moments, while a mere 4% thought Enterprise had the most funniest moments in Trek. Check out the Prosper page. Look for the link. For this week's poll. Make sure you vote. Let your voice and your opinion be heard. All right. That being said, let's recognize things that happened this week in Trek history. After I drink. May 27th, 1969. We lost a legend. He was the first captain ever of a Star Trek series. Jeffrey Hunter, he played Captain Pike in the original pilot, The Cage. That footage was used in the only original series 2-parter, The Menagerie. On that day, he passed away at the age of 42. If he were still alive today, he would be at the ripe old age of 89. All right? On the 28th of May, back in 2008, Bob Justman died. Now, who the hell is that, you might be wondering? He was one of the producers of Star Trek back in the original series, and he also had a little bit to do with The Next Generation. Passed away at the ripe age of 81. If he were around today, he would also be 89. Excuse me. I apologize. All right. Now, two more birthdays. They both happened today. Cole Meany played Chief O'Brien on The Next Generation, originally as an extra, and then they decided, you know what, we put too much time and effort into this character. We're going to take him over to Deep Space Nine. Series regular on Deep Space Nine. He's the only main actor to appear in 2 pilots and 2 finales. And I already told you which series he was in. But he turned 62 today, and finally, born on this day in 1948, Michael Piller. Michael Piller, hell of a writer. Fortunately, he passed away on 1st of November in 2005 at the age of 57. He would be 67 years old today. To you gentlemen, the Prosper salute. I just realized something. Chief O'Brien's the only one that's still alive out of all those. Excuse me. Hey, like I said, the Prosper salute. I drink to thee. Alright, that's this week in Trek history. Let's go into the database. This week's episode, one of my Probably one of my top 5 favorites of the original series, the Doomsday Machine. The Enterprise discovers a super weapon capable of destroying entire planets. And a Commodore whose crew was killed by the machine jeopardizes the crew on a crazed mission of revenge. Ooh. Tell you, like I said, this was probably one of my top 5 favorite episodes of the original series. In fact, before I go behind the scenes, I want to tell a little story. I was staying the night at my grandparents' house one night, and it was after I had seen this episode. Well, my grandparents had one of those little push broom things. It wasn't, the only power it was from you pushing it. It went, woo, 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 woo. And I'll tell you, about 9 o'clock Saturday morning, I was awake just enough to where I heard that. I snapped my eyes open, and I was like, what the hell is that? Now remember, I had just seen this episode, so I thought it might have been the Doomsday Machine at the time, but I was like, no. Like, I pulled a Consuelo. I was like, no. But hey, it was a nice little cute moment. At the same time, it made me think of that. But hey, it is what it is. Let's move. Let's go behind the scenes. Let me drink first. All right. Norman Spinard, or I believe that's probably Spinard, has expressed disappointment that the actor whom he envisioned playing Decker, Robert Ryan, was not cast. Ryan was unavailable due to other commitments. William Wyndham, who was eventually cast as Decker, did not realize the Moby Dick allegories in the Doomsday Machine until years later. He thought the episode seemed kind of silly, with the Planet Eater and the spaceships, and acted as though he was playing in a cartoon. I was playing Captain Ahab in outer space, but I didn't think about it that way until years after I did it when I read it in an article. The 3 crewmen who beam over to the Constellation with Kirk, McCoy, and Scott are named after 3 of the series' assistant directors. Washburn's namesake was Charles Washburn, Russ's was Rusty Meek, and Elliot's was Elliot Schick. Now, I want to touch on that for a minute because I don't remember Russ or Elliot ever being named in the episode. Those names were probably taken from the script, but Washburn was named. All right, moving on. Nichelle Nichols does not appear in this episode. Uhura's duties were assumed by Lieutenant Palmer, played by Elizabeth Rogers. I never understood that. But I kind of wish they'd have done more with Palmer. I liked her. Walter Koenig is also absent. This episode has 6 alumni from the Twilight Zone. Shatner, Nimoy, Doohan, Takei, Wyndham, and Jerry Catron. I don't know the last name. Alright. This episode marks the debut of the redesigned engineering set. The dilithium crystal storage units now occupy the center of the floor, complete with recycled Horta eggs. Yeah, go take a look at it. A ladder and the upper level have been added into what was just a high bank of lighted panels in the first season. The set also is centered through a short spur hallway now, rather than a side door off a main corridor. The console across from the force perspective end of the set has been replaced by a doorway and moved to the main wall to the left of the red grid. The huge structures among which Kirk's evil self and Ben Finney once hid are not seen in detail again, but the emergency manual monitor set built on stilts on that was the emergency manual monitor set was built on stilts on that spot, making its debut in Mirror Mirror. Probably my favorite episode of the original series. I actually covered that one back in October 4th, 2014. Actually, no, that wasn't me. Somehow an episode of Prosper got made on that day. Go check it out. Go check it out. I'm on a tangent. I need to get back on course. The engine components appear and disappear as scenes dictated. They showed up in Day of the Dove and the Paradise Syndrome, but are absent completely in Elan of Troyes. I don't know what engine components they're talking about. But anyway, the Trident scanner Scott pulls out of the new storage area near the doorway to engineering is the same prop Spock uses in Metamorphosis as he works on the shuttlecraft. and which Ensign Harper uses to plug in the M5 Multitronic computer in the Ultimate Computer. It is identified in the making of Star Trek as a ray generator and energy neutralizer. Spock built. Spock built ray generators, so on and so forth. The modified nuclear Chicago Model 2586 radiation survey meter is again used by a meter of the landing party as a sensor device. That big gun-looking thing, like that guy. The auxiliary control room is first seen, in this episode aboard the Constellation. Its large viewing screen was previously used in the briefing room in the Menagerie Part 1, Part 2, and Space Seed, and on the bridge set used in Where No Man Has Gone Before. See, the original series was all about recycling. They recycled stuff where they could. I actually give them props for it. They're able to recycle it and make it look good somewhere else. There are usually 2 full stations between Spock's library computer station and the half station adjacent to the viewing screen. Yet, as Kirk and Spock walk by that area, only one station can be seen. The picture of the star field on the bulkhead of the transport room makes its last appearance in this episode. Norman Spinard's original story outline, entitled The Planet Eater, took Moby Dick as one of its inspirations, as I mentioned earlier. Star Trek ventured back to Moby Dick later in the second season with Obsession, then again with the films Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and Star Trek First Contact. Director Mark Daniels finished this episode in 5 days instead of the usual schedule of 6. According to Jerry Finnerman, Daniels made a bet that he could finish the episode in 5 days. When he succeeded, he got a $500 bonus. Previously, Joseph Pevney received a similar bonus for wrapping Arena, expected to be filmed in 7 days, in the normal 6-day schedule. Congratulations. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. William Wyndham has said at conventions that he had his character compulsively fiddle with cassette cartridges as an homage to Humphrey Bogart, whose Captain Queeg did the same thing with ball bearings in The Canine Mutiny. This is the first time the Enterprise has encountered another Constitution-class starship with the entire crew dead. This later occurs in the Omega Glory and the Tholian Web. Also, the entire crew of the USS Excalibur is annihilated during the battle in the Ultimate Computer, and the USS Intrepid is destroyed with all hands in the Immunity Syndrome. A blooper from this episode features Leonard Nimoy saying, "If you do not veer off, I shall blow my brains out." The late, great Leonard Nimoy. We miss him. We still miss him around here. Footage of Scotty being tossed around engineering is stock footage from Tomorrow is Yesterday. A console that appears only in that episode can be seen. Scotty wears a tricorder throughout this episode, but when the old footage of him being thrown against the grating in Tomorrow is Yesterday is spliced in, the tricorder vanishes. It might have just been better to film him doing it. But hey, probably had to trim some money off the budget. It is what it is. Kirk's second season green wraparound tunic debuts in this episode and will appear intermittently throughout the season. In contrast with the first season version, the collar is now edged with gold piping, although it lacks the black trim that it will gain for later second season episodes such as The Apple and the Immunity Syndrome. The other key difference is the location of the rank braids. These were seen on the shoulders in the first season, whereas this version of the tunic sports the standard braids on the sleeves. Kirk never wore the green tunic in the third season. It's too bad, too. I like that thing. In most of the earlier drafts of the screenplay, Decker did not sacrifice himself, but instead survived to admit his mistakes and voluntarily retire. The core of this scene was later recycled into the ending of The Deadly Eaters, where Commodore Stocker admits to Kirk that his taking command of the Enterprise was in the wrong. The year this episode was filmed, A&T produced the Enterprise model kits. They produced the first Enterprise model kits. One such kit was used to make the model used for the destroyed Constellation. The decals for the ship's registration numbers are just a rearranged version of 1701, which the Constellation was 1017 in CC-1017. The model does not have the details of the regular Enterprise miniatures, which is good, Constitution class variant. But hey, it is what it is. Norman Spinard was displeased with the model used for the Planet Killer. As he told Alan Asherman in the Star Trek interview book, he envisioned a doomsday machine bristling with all sorts of evil-looking weapons. For budgetary reasons, the actual doomsday machine model was made by dipping a windsock in cement. I've always wondered about that. I've always wondered what the hell that thing was supposed to look like. Sol Kaplan's suspenseful countdown music, written for this episode, was reused in many second season episodes. I can see why. In many of its profile shots, the Planet Killer is semi-transparent and stars show through it. This was an overlay of film footage of the Doomsday Machine model over an existing star field. This money-saving technique also was used in The Squire of Gothos when Trelane's planet blocks the Enterprise's path. This episode was nominated for a Hugo Award in 1968 as Best Dramatic Presentation. James Doohan, in a mid-1980s appearance at UNLV, that's the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, responded to the question from an audience member, "What was your favorite episode of Star Trek?" His response was, "The Doomsday Machine." There were a few groans from the audience at his response. Doohan also named this episode as his favorite in the Star Trek Insights on Sci-Fi Channel. I don't know why people didn't like this episode. It was good. It was a good episode. Although considered to be a classic episode by fans and critics alike, story editor Dorothy Fontana named this as her least favorite episode. It is what it is. Some people like it, some don't. I like the Colts. I hate the Patriots. Other people love the Patriots. Hey, it is what it is. All right. In Gene Roddenberry's novelization of Star Trek the Motion Picture, Captain Will Decker is identified as Matt Decker's son, with this quote, "It hasn't been easy for him to live down the old man's legacy. Apparently, losing a Federation starship is still frowned on, whether it's the captain's fault or not." And ladies and gentlemen, wait a minute. Hang on. Nope. I lied. I'm sorry. That was it. That was all I had for this. Alright. It is time for me to finish this beverage. And then I am going to go pass out. Today has been a rough day. So here we go. Bottoms up. Devoid of life is the brain cells, the average animal abuser. See what I did there? Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. It's time for me to make like the Enterprise and warp out. Everybody take care. Have an awesome night or day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, name it after me. Don't drink and drive because you might spill your drink, but more importantly, you might kill yourself or someone else. Drinking and driving is definitely to being a Sequest fan. The only thing worse than that is root for little inbred cheaters like Tom. "Hey, Bill, you want me to deflate these balls or you want me to wait till after halftime?" Brady, men slapping women, racism, animal abuse, fake friends, people who welch on bets, or anyone who is a member of, supports, or defends the Westboro Baptist Church who tried to picket Leonard Nimoy's funeral but couldn't find the thing. Haha. Things like that are highly illogical, and I refuse to make time for them. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, it has been a pleasure to come to your computer screens via YouTube. And as always, may we all live long and prosper. By the way, in case y'all haven't figured it out, I hate animal abuse. Live long and prosper.